welcome back to the Budget Knitter podcast. This is a very Halloween episode, and I am Will Sparger. I am your host, and I want to thank you again for joining me today. If you haven't been to this podcast before, you can find me on Ravelry as WSpargurKnits. You can find me on Instagram as @WillMSU, and you can find me on Twitter as WillSparger9455. I'm going to put those in the video description box below so that you can follow me and let me know what you think of my projects, and you can share your projects with me. Also, a lot of you have been tagging me in really cool yarn giveaways, so continue to do that because I love winning things, as I'm sure you do too, because it's free, right? Anyway, so let's just jump right in. So last podcast, and I believe the video before, I told you that I would be doing a costume reveal for Halloween because I am going to a Halloween party later this evening. So I am Draco Malfoy. I have my wonderful Slytherin robe. I have the gray vest with green and white piping. Of course, the striped tie and the shirt, and I'm going for a half slicked back look because I don't really have that much hair. And then, of course, black pants, black shoes, you know, the whole deal. So that's what I'm going to be for Halloween. I actually have a replica of Draco's wand. I don't have it right here. It is in my bedroom. But there is a wand pocket in this cloak, so I'm really excited to be able to do that. Also, I believe this is the first time many of you have seen me without glasses, and for the sake of the costume, of course, Draco doesn't wear glasses, but I am going to be putting mine back on because I'm having trouble seeing. Now I just look like Draco and Harry had a love child. Anyway, so yes, Halloween costume. Halloween is just a few days away. I'm very excited. My work is having a potluck, which means free food. Anyway, so beyond that, if you've followed me for a little bit, you'll know that I've been doing National Novel Writing Month prep. So that starts on November 1st, this coming Wednesday, also just a few days away. I am very nervous and excited. There's just something about tackling a project that large. It's 50,000 words in 30 days. That's a lot of writing. So I'm really excited about that, but it's coming up. I've got most of my outline done. I cheated a little bit, and I kind of wrote like the first 4 or 5 paragraphs of the story. When you're writing, the beginning is the hardest part because you're just looking at this blank page. I figured if I could have at least the beginning kind of, it doesn't even have to be perfect, just something down and ready to go that I can use as a jumping off point. So as long as I've got something on the paper ready to go so that on day one when I sit down I can be like, okay, type what I've already written, and then I can go from there and it'll just snowball. So I'm hoping that's really going to kick off this year's National Novel Writing Month for me. From there, I got an interesting surprise this week. My mom and her husband, my stepdad, want to have another baby, which I find very interesting. My youngest sibling is 21, so if I were to have another sibling, it would be a half sibling, and they would be, well, I'm 26, so there's a good chance that the sibling would be 27 years younger than me. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm excited. I love my mom, and she's a great mom, and I think that this is a great, like, she's already checked, she's healthy, everything looks good. So if that's the case, then go for it. I'm very happy. Just like, that'll be weird. Like, I'll be in hospice by the time this kid is graduating college. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but it's kind of how it felt the minute she said something. After I had a little bit of time to think about it, it was just like, I mean, it's weird, but whatever, you do you. So yeah, my mom wants to have another baby. Her reasoning being, she said her 3 kids weren't giving her any hopes for grandchildren, so she wants to just make her own. I don't think she realizes that it wouldn't really be a grandchild to her, and she can't give it back. Anyway, fun stuff. So let's move right on into the knitting. Finished objects. I have finished let me get it. One sock. I have finished this purple long monstrosity. What's really funny is the sock blocker actually ends here. So this is just... But I did do a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I think turned out great. And then of course my toe decreases. And I just did a Kitchener there for the toe. I do cuff down. I like it better. I can't ever get the toe started correctly. Anyway, so I finished one of those. I've not yet cast on the second one. That is my goal. My dog is tearing something up. Duchess! Where are you? Give me a moment. She just tore up an ink pen. How did she even get that? That was over here. Anyway, so I did finish that sock. I haven't cast on the second one. I'm going to be doing that, I don't know. Like, I don't have second sock syndrome. I just, this month is going to be really, really busy for me, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to work on it. Maybe I'll go ahead and get it, like, cast on and kind of started. That way, when I've got maybe some free time, I can work on it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So yes, I have finished that sock. It has been blocked, so if I take it off, it will hold its shape. So I'm really pleased about that. It fits really, really well, and it fits exactly the way I wanted it to, which means now I kind of have an idea of when I go to use this yarn again, exactly how to knit it so that it'll fit the way I want it to. The second finished object I have is the table runner, the pattern that I've been writing. And by the way, yes, I know you are looking forward to winners. I'm going to announce those at the end of the video. All right? So I have finished knitting mine. I have a very short table, so I knit a very short table runner. It is actually currently drying on my blocking mats. Because I finished it yesterday. So it's pinned out, it's been wet blocked and pinned out, and then I let it dry halfway, and then I steam blocked it, and so now it's drying again. So I'm gonna post a picture of it on the blocking mats kind of in here somewhere so that you can see. It's not very long, but it is done. So hopefully you'll get an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to put that in there for you, but I did finish it. I'm really excited, which means that the pattern is ready to go, and I will be giving that away here at the end of this video. From there, I don't have any new works in progress or new projects that I have started. I do have a lot of the things that you've seen in the past, but no work has been done on them yet. I do have a project that I want to start. Jada in Stitches, she's my favorite crochet go-to person. She just recently released a cloak tutorial, and I love cloaks. I love wavy things. I love things with hoods. I love medieval costumery. So she put up her tutorial, and I really, really, really want to crochet that cloak for two reasons. One, I have a lot of yarn and I need to use it. Two, okay, three reasons. Two, I love cloaks. Three, I just forgot it as it was coming out of my mouth. Oh, I want to use the measurements of the crochet cloak to then create a knitted cloak. I see a lot of like knitted capelets and things of that nature, but they're really short and none of them are really just kind of basic. So I wanted to take the measurements and then create a knitted cloak because I think the knitted creates a fabric that is not as breathable. And of course, a cloak should be used for warmth when you're using it properly. so I want to be able to create a knitted one afterwards. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to use, just to crochet my first one, I'm going to use the Karen Big Cakes. This is Plum Pudding colorway. I've shown this in a video before, but this is, what's the yardage? 603 yards, so I'll probably need 2 or 3 of these, but this is what I'm going to use. So I will start that. And then I'm going to pick up on my Vira shawl for my friend Delaney. That's actually the next project that I'm supposed to be completing, so we'll see how much work I get done on that. But I do have some new tools. They came this week, and for those of you who haven't crocheted before, or you're kind of a beginner, you're not exactly, like, if you're like me, you kind of buy like one hook at a time as you need it, and then you kind of have your go-to. I found something on Amazon that I think is brilliant. First of all, it comes in this very cute owl case, and I will leave a link to where you can find this in the video description box below. It was $16, and I have Amazon Prime, so I got it in one day. I'm going to show you what's in here. It has 2 sides. There's zipper pouches. So on one side we have this. It does come with all of these hooks. It comes from 2mm to 8mm, which is, you know what, they don't put the letters on here, so I don't exactly know how to match them. But so it's 2mm to 8mm. On this side, there's a row counter, a tape measure, and there are 9 large eye yarn needles in here. 9 of them in this tube. So it comes with that. It comes with about 20 or so of these plastic stitch markers, which is great. I've been wanting to pick some of these up, but just never did. And then on this side was actually empty. These are the hooks that I had bought previously. So this side had room for more hooks. Like I have a 10mm hook, which didn't come in the set, so this was great. Now these 3 do come in the set. I think this is 5, 5.5, and 6.5. So these did come in the set, but now I've just got 2. And then on this side, we've got, there's a gauge, stitch holders, there's 2 stitch holders, and then this is actually a pair of scissors. Now from the reviews I read, they said that the scissors don't really work that well, but I'm not worried about that because I keep a set of scissors in my Notions bag anyway. So I'll test them out and see what I think, but if they don't work, it's not a big deal. So yeah, this whole set was $16. I'm very, very pleased with it. The hooks are aluminum, so I prefer the aluminum over plastic or bamboo. Plastic just doesn't seem to go in and out of the yarn the way that I want it to, and they tend to break if you're a really tight crocheter like I tend to be. And then I haven't tried bamboo, but I really like aluminum. So that's what comes in this cute case. They do have a couple of case choices. So if you don't like the owls, I'm sure there's something that will suit your fancy. I believe this is made by Teamoy, T-E-A-M-O-Y. So if you've ever used any of their products, maybe you'll know of this, or maybe you have this already. But this is something I found that I'm really happy to have gotten. The other 2 things I got, if you've watched me before, you'll know that I was knitting my sock on a 9-inch circular by Knitter's Pride. I didn't like it. I mean, I like knitting on a 9-inch circular. That's not the problem. The problem was that it was catching in the place where the needle connected to the cord. It was just catching really bad. And it really made knitting the rest of the sock kind of unpleasant. So what I did, if you also know on my sweater I used a 12-inch ChowGoo. I went ahead and ordered 2 9-inch ChowGoos. So this is a US 1, and this is a US 2. So I have a US 1 and a US 2. The reason I got the 2 is because I wanted to possibly increase my gauge for knitting socks so that I don't have to start with more stitches and then decrease in the ankle. I was hoping that maybe if I start on a US 2 instead of a US 1, I can just start with 72 stitches and never have to do a weird decrease like I did on this sock. So if you'll notice, it's wider here than it is here, and that's because here I went from 88 to 72 stitches. Now, it fits perfectly. It does exactly what I needed to do, which is to go up halfway around my calf and then decrease to the ankle so that it'll fit snugly around my ankle. I mean, it does exactly what I needed it to do. It was just, I don't always want to have to do that. So I did get a 9-inch circular that was a little bit bigger so that hopefully I can increase my gauge. All right, so let's do favorite things. So this week, they're really simple. My first one is Kool-Aid. I've been drinking a lot of Kool-Aid. I love it. It's sugary and sweet. I'm addicted to sugar, so it works really well. It also kind of just, it's something I can have in the morning, lunch, dinner. It's a great all-day drink. So Kool-Aid, favorite thing. Fall. Fall has finally fallen on Las Vegas. So we're waking up to a little bit of chill in the morning. It's a nice, comfortable upper to or lower to mid 80s during the day, which in Vegas feels like the 70s. So yeah, fall is finally hitting. We don't really get the leaf color change, which is kind of sad. We don't get all the pretty colors, but we do get the nice temperatures, and people spend a little bit more time outside because it's not as hot, and there's a lot more to just kind of do outside of the house. So fall, favorite thing. It always has been because that's where Halloween and Thanksgiving are, and it's just, it's a favorite. The last thing is Sin City Knit Shop. I talk about them all the time, but I really do love them. They are a wonderful store, kind of the last privately owned yarn store in the city. The rest of them have closed, and people have to go to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And when you're looking for more hand-dyed or unique yarns, you're not really going to find that at the big name craft stores. So all of the people that knit at Sin City Knit Shop are very supportive of the store. They try to get all of their yarn from the store. They try to spend a little bit of money there. There's classes that go on all the time. They do trunk shows, they do craft shows, not even just knitting. They do a lot of different things. But you know, everybody that's there, they try to keep the craft alive. Supposedly during the day, during the week, they're actually really busy. I wouldn't know. I'm working, and I can only go on Thursday nights after kind of everything settles down. But yeah, so Sin City Knit Shop, it's probably one of my favorite places to go. It's very inclusive. Everybody there is very friendly and easy to get along with, and they're always willing, you know, if you're having trouble on a project, everybody there has some kind of advice or something that they can offer to help you with your projects. So I'm really excited about that. Is this lighting change happening for you too? I won't know until it uploads. But, so yes, Sin City Knit Shop. I'm going to put their website link in the video description box below. If you're ever in Las Vegas, please stop by the store. It's a great little store. We have a lot of really cool things. We have 3 yarn dyers that sell at the shop. We have Tink Yarn, we have Pink Adobe Dye Works, and then Sin City Knit Shop itself has its own dyed yarn. And they recently did a 3 hank bundle where they were dyed. Each dyer dyed their own hank of yarn, but they complemented color-wise with each other, and then they sold it as a bundle. So we have those 3 dyers that sell specifically and exclusively at Sin City Knit Shop. I believe the shop can do some online or maybe over the phone orders. I'm not exactly sure on that. But again, I will put their website link in the video description box below. So, the part you've all been waiting for, we are going to announce the winners of my table runner pattern. So, let's just get right to it. Okay, so, again, I had 2 winners for this pattern. In order to win, you had to be a subscriber, like the video, and you had to leave a comment on the video titled 400 subscribers, something about a giveaway. Anyway, so I did have 2 winners, and I just used Google's random number generator. There were 45 comments on the video. That is not including the replies that I left. So I only counted the comments, not any reply to a comment. Because I think all of the replies were just me anyway, so those I don't count in the giveaway. So there were 45. So the first one was number 16, and that was Martha Couturier. Is that how you pronounce that? I hope that's right. Martha Couturier. And then the other was number 20, and that was Sarah Hepworth. So Martha and Sarah, I'm going to leave my email address in the video description box below. If you will shoot me an email, let me know that you saw the video and that you are the winner. I will get that pattern out to you immediately, or at least as soon as I get the email. So let me know that you saw this and that you are ready to receive your pattern. For everybody else that is interested in the pattern, I'm going to release it probably sometime towards the end of November. I do want to give the 2 people that win the pattern a chance to kind of look it over and see if they like it, or if there's anything that maybe that needs to be changed before I release it to the whole wide world. So also Sarah and Martha, if you will, when you receive that pattern, just kind of take a look at it. Maybe you don't necessarily have to knit it, but just kind of take a look at it and see if there's anything that like bothers you, or if there's anything that's a little confusing. Just let me know, and I will try to see what I can do about getting that edited. All right, so thank you to everybody who watched my video today. Thank you for all of those who have been with me since the beginning, or maybe you've jumped on here recently, or maybe you just saw me today. So thank you. Your support is greatly appreciated. I love this world. I love knitting. I love crocheting. I love crafting. I love the inclusiveness and the support that comes from everybody in this community. So again, thank you. I actually don't know when I will see you again. It is really going to depend on how this National Novel Writing Month stuff goes. So hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon. If not, look forward to my first video coming immediately after the end of November. Follow me on Instagram. Tag me in your projects. Let me see what you're working on. Continue to leave me comments. Find me on Ravelry. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.